The star was dying. And when the star dies, everything dies with it. The alarm screamed, a symphony of failure. Red lights pulsed across the city, a frantic heartbeat against the encroaching dark. Deep inside the glass bulb that held their universe, the ground trembled, shaking the tiny, intricate towers of Lumicore to their very foundations. High above, suspended vehicles froze in their flight paths, suddenly, silent and still, as the power that held them aloft began to flicker and fail. Panic, a cold, sharp wave, washed over the citizens. This is Lumicore, a tiny world, a whole civilization, powered by one single, fading light. Their sun, their god, their everything was going out, deep within the humming metal guts of the city. In a narrow maintenance tunnel forgotten by most, one person was trying to stop the end of the world. This is Erin. Small, quiet, and almost invisible to the grand leaders of Lumicore. No one ever listened to him. His hands, usually so steady, trembled as he worked, frantically splicing wires and checking energy flows. He saw the truth in the numbers, in the weakening pulse of the city's heart. He knew what was coming. He rushed to the Grand Council chamber, a place where giants robed in light made decisions that shaped their world. He projected a hologram, a swirling, terrifying image of the star's core collapsing inward. "I checked the core," Erin said, his voice barely a whisper in the cavernous room. "It will fail." They didn't just dismiss him. They laughed. The sound echoed off the glowing walls, a cruel dismissal of his warning, of his very existence. He was too small, too insignificant to understand the complexities of their power. Then, the lights went dark, nor all at once, but in a rolling wave of blackness that swallowed half the city. The joyful hum of Lumicore was replaced by a sudden, terrifying silence, punctuated by the screams of children and the groaning of dying machines. The leaders, once so confident, were now shrouded in the same darkness as everyone else. But fear is a blind and foolish creature. Instead of looking for a solution, they looked for someone to blame. Their eyes fell on the smallest voice, the one who had dared to speak the unwelcome truth. Guards, their faces grim in the emergency lighting, pushed Erin away from the core controls. His delicate tools scattered across the cold metal floor, a clattering testament to his rejection. They blamed him because it was easy. It was easier than admitting they were wrong. But in the dark, Erin found something new. Revealing a truth far more profound than he could have imagined. The star was never broken. It wasn't dying of old age or a flaw in its design. It was exhausted. The leaders had been forcing it, demanding more and more power, pushing it to burn brighter and hotter. The hologram showed that the star was never meant to burn forever on its own. It needed balance. It needed help. Not control. But this revelation came too late. Time was gone. The star's final shudders sent violent earthquakes tearing through Lumicore. Buildings cracked, their beautiful spires crumbling into dust. The delicate balance of their world was shattered. Outside the glass bulb that contained them, massive space storms raged, cosmic tempests that rocked their tiny universe. Fear took over the city. Panic became the only law. The leaders were powerless, their authority extinguished with the light. In the chaos, Erin's discovery was just another unhurried whisper. No one believed him. He was alone again, sitting in the near-to-total darkness as the star dimmed to a faint, pathetic ember. His only companion was the small blue crystal, its gentle glow now barely visible. The doubt of an entire city was a heavy weight, and for a moment, even he started to doubt himself. Was he wrong? Was this all just a fool's hope? But one small heart believed. Ran through the dark and crumbling corridors, the crystal lighting his way. He started reconnecting the broken systems, not to force the star, but to prepare it for a new kind of energy. And a strange thing happened. People saw him. They saw the light he carried, and they started to help. One by one, then dozen by dozen, the citizens of Lumicore joined him. Their collective hope a force stronger than any earthquake. They moved together, a city united not by power, but by purpose. They reached the star's chamber. With the help of his new allies, Eren implemented the solution the crystal had shown him. It wasn't about a massive power surge or a complex repair. It was simpler. It was about harmony. He carefully placed the small blue crystal into a receptacle at the base of the dying star. South, blue energy flowed from the crystal. Not pushing, not forcing, but mingling with the star's fading golden light. They stopped forcing the light and learned to protect it. The effect was immediate. A wave of calm/golden light washed over the city, gentle and warm. The star did not burn brighter than before. It burned smarter. The violent shudders ceased, replaced by a peaceful, steady hum. Where buildings had crumbled, new bioluminescent plants began to grow, their soft light adding to the city's glow. Eren stood on a high balcony, looking down at the reborn city. The people below looked up at him, not with the laughter of ridicule, but with the quiet respect of gratitude. The sun was rising inside their glass world, a soft, beautiful dawn that promised a new beginning. Who was still the same small engineer, but he now understood a profound lesson. Sometimes the smallest voice carries the biggest truth. And true strength isn't about how loud you can shout, but about having the courage to speak, even when you're shaking. It's about listening to the quiet whispers of wisdom. And remembering that even in the deepest darkness, a single spark of hope can relight the world. Thank you for watching Miniworld Tailies. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and step into a new tiny adventure with us every week.